everybody. We got a late night podcast we're rocking and rolling with Sammy the Man McIntyre with Moving the Chains. We are back. What an awesome game last night. Back and forth. You felt the Niners were kicking the Rams' ass, and you look up and it's 23-20. What a crazy game. I want to dive onto both sides of it. I wrote a lot of notes down tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Freaky Friday. One last pod before I go down to Indy tomorrow for the Raiders Colts game, baby. I can't wait. Raider Nation, Raiders! Chanting, rock and rolling. So last night, Niners, Rams, Shanahan, McVay. These two coaches have known each other a long time. I believe Kyle has the Rams number. Talked to my buddy Noah Leasing this morning. Love that guy. He's the biggest Rams fan I know. And he said it. I mean, they have their number. And they do. And again, the Rams are going to be good. And I'm not worried about either of these teams. I'm more worried about the Niners right now because they look like they got like a mass unit. I mean, I got Mac Jones who's like playing, but he's like hurt. And then I've got it's just a lot of weird shit going on with the Niners. And I don't understand. Listen, I respect Kyle Shanahan. I really do. But man, he just owns McVay. But I want to start with the Rams first. So, Rams, they do have their number. I do believe the Rams, listen, they're going to be okay? And when I watch this McVay offense, it's very Gruden-like. And I wrote this down, some notes for you guys to think about. The McVay offense, I saw this on Amazon. And I got to say this, give a shout out to Amazon because I started doing that advanced broadcast where they get guys in motion. I took a bunch of pictures last night. What personnel groupings, what are they running, what they're known for. I was blown away. I mean, and I do some of it with Greg Cosell, and he does NFL films for 40 years. But to really study it last night was fantastic. So the McVay offense, I'll just break it down for you guys. 11 personnel. It's John Gruden used to call it Zebra offense. Zebra. 3 wide receivers, a back, and a tight end. And the thing with the 11 personnel, you have to have the wide receiver blocking in the run game. And then with the Rams, when Stafford gets under center, force the defense to respect the run with Kyron Williams. And then they're using heavy motion. They're creating speed advantage at the snap. So you can think one thing, pre-snap, post-snap, they're doing something else. So your eyes are always like this, moving around. So Rams, listen, they're going to be okay. However, they got some holes. Okay, I don't know if they're wasting Stafford's prime right now. They might, I don't know. But man, last night when I'm watching this, the Niners have got you and me playing D-line, and they're getting after Stafford last night. They're getting after him. And listen, the Niners got a good defense. Like, they got guys flying around. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. But man, Bosa's out. Fred Warner was balling last night. He was the only one that I knew. But it's just, I mean, it's crazy, man. But I want to stick on the Rams. I keep shifting back and forth. But I will say with the Rams, though, they're going to be okay. They got to get this. They got to get the corner position figured out, and they're not going to do it this year. I think that's just going to be a weakness for them until they get drafted, because it's hard to find corners at the trade deadline. We saw that last year with Marcus Lattimore, Adam Peters for the Commanders. Took that swing, and it backfired on him, and it puked in his face. So that did not work. I also look at it. Their linebacker position is okay. I like the Landman kid. He was balling last night, making plays, really being the key cog in their defense in the middle, the leadership and all that to kind of get guys in position, D-line and then back end. But last night, to me, Matt Stafford's one of my favorite all-timers. And that guy is the modern-day version of Brett Favre. I keep saying it, but it's true. That guy could sling that pill. And listen, he may drive you crazy, because last night there were some completions. I'm like, whoa! He's a gunslinger. He's like Favre. He's never going to be Mr. Efficient. He's going to drive you crazy. He does with me sometimes. But I'll take the 41 touchdowns, 16 picks all day long. Those kind of numbers. I'm okay with that. Okay, and Stafford's delivered that for me twice in my life, 2011 and 2021, obviously. And just a stat last night that I found. The only 4 quarterbacks in NFL history. 3-0 record, 800-plus passing yards, and 6 pass touchdowns in the first 3 starts since 1950. Both guys win the game last night. Mac Jones, Matt Stafford, and then Mahomes, 17-18, and then Kurt Warner. So I just wanted to throw that stat out there for you guys and keep you guys educated. So back to the Rams. So Stafford's a gamer, baller, love McVay, love Les Snead, what they've done with this team. FM Picks is a couple years ago. They won the Super Bowl, obviously. But I will say this with the Rams. They're going to be okay. I'm looking at their schedule. Ravens coming up. I'm not the schedule predictor here, but they should be okay. Okay? I think the Rams are going to be okay. You get a long week, rest up, get Matt Stafford and him clicking again. And listen, Kyron Williams is a stud, Notre Dame guy, root for him. That fumble was key. I mean, and listen, Blake Corum's trying to get the carries, but Kyron Williams is their guy. But he's got a fumble issue. Now, Tiki Barber had this issue early on in his career, and he got fixed high and tight. So maybe Kyron Williams should go to Tiki Barber. I still think he's a piece of shit human being. That's besides the point. But he's got to get this fumbling issue right, because the Rams, a couple times last year in that playoff game, he cost them. Now, not all the way, but he was a big part of them losing. And last night was the key component to them losing. So I think the Rams are going to be okay. I just love watching this offense, this McVay offense run. But, man, he got worked early on, man, by Kyle. And let me switch over to the Niners. So I just want to recap the Rams. Going to be okay. Got to get the corner and the linebacker positions figured out on defense. It's still a really good, solid defense. Braden Fisk is awesome. Jared Verse like Khalil Mack 2.0. I'm serious. He looks like 2015-16 Khalil Mack. He looks like a freak show. Line him up everywhere, making plays, badass. They got dudes on the D-line. Their back end's got to get a little fixed. Their corners are really bad. And here's the thing. You think that you playing the Niners was bad? Oh, you got a long way coming, because I'm looking at these teams in the NFC. Eagles already shredded you. Green Bay got dudes on the perimeter. I look at Tampa Bay. If you play Dallas, they got CeeDee Lamb coming back and George Pickens if his head's right when he's not shipper. So you got to kind of watch out for that, Rams, because Arizona's got some poise in your division and Seattle. So Rams are going to be okay. They just got to fix their defense back end. They got 10 days to rest. They're going to be fine. But I want to switch over to the Niners, because I started with the Niners and I kind of was moving back and forth. But I want to just shift to the Niners. Kyle Shanahan's offense. For those who don't know, it is very run-centric. Kyle Shanahan is 1988 football in this modern day. 21 personnel. What that means is two running backs, a tight end, and 2 wide receivers. They run a lot of condensed formations. You saw that in the Puka Nacua touchdown last night. Shift them, get everybody bunched up, and then throw the touchdown on that rocket that Stafford threw to Puka Nacua for his touchdown last night. Condensed formations. What that means is opens up space for the pass game. And then, like I said, with McVay's offense, heavy use of motion causes defensive confusion, like I just mentioned. It's different a little bit in McVay's offense because he used speed at the snap. Still the same thing with Kyle Shanahan. It causes defensive confusion. Your eyes are moving all over the place. You don't know where you're going. So, with that said, what the hell is with this team? Because, listen, Brock Purdy, I've said this before, he's fine, okay? Purdy, good, whatever. But this Niners situation is getting me a little concerned. I mean, how many more injuries are we going to have, Kyle? Good God, I've got guys dropping like flies. Is there something like missing in the gene pool? Like, they got to monitor these better. Because I'm looking around, Nick Bosa's out, Purdy's out, Mac Jones, and I got to say this to Mac Jones, I've been critical of him. Okay, when he came out of Alabama, he was hard coached. He got to New England. It was good first year, 2021. Made a Pro Bowl, looked promising, and then it's shitty. Okay? Some of that's the Belichick. He didn't help him out at all. But this was on Mac Jones. And he had a reputation as being a brappy brat, spoiled rich kid, prick, that kind of deal. But then he changed. And I think he, finally found himself. Got out of that New England cloud of shit, as I call it. Got in the Niners with this familiarity with the system, with Kyle Shanahan. And listen, he should have a book. It's called Football for Dummies. Because every quarterback that I've watched Kyle Shanahan have works. Everybody. Schaub, Pro Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo, Super Bowl. Purdy, Super Bowl. Like, it's worked for everybody. So Mac Jones deserves credit. And listen, that performance last night was the grittiest, badass, toughest performance I've seen a quarterback, only second to Eli Manning, against the Niners in Candlestick. I remember that game. It was raining. It was mucky. It was 14-0. I believe Niners came out really on top that game. It was a slugfest. They peppered him any which way they could, and they didn't care. Didn't give a shit. Keep going. So, and Eli, got to give credit where credit's due on that one. So, I still believe the Niners are going to be good, and they're 4-1, and I can't complain. Mac Jones, he's already got 3 wins as backup quarterback. We're not even in the middle of October. We're just beginning October. That's crazy. So you got a long week, and you got to answer this question. Who's starting? That's the key right there, because you gave Brock Purdy all this money, $250 million, and now you got Mac Jones, who's got the hot hand. Where do you go? That's something you got to discuss as a coach. So I don't know. And the other thing, last but not least, with Christian McCaffrey, I read this stat. First 100 games in NFL history for these 6 backs in my lifetime that have 11,000 scrimmage yards and 80-plus touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 11,522 yards, 84 touchdowns. Hall of Famer. Adrian Peace, 11,537, 91 touchdowns. LT, Mr. Teardrop, 114 touchdowns, 12,599 yards, 12,600 yards. Emmitt Smith, before my time, was behind the Great Wall of Dallas, 109 touchdowns, 11,526 yards rushing, and that. Eric Dickerson, for my time, 83 touchdowns, 12,303 yards, and then Jim Brown, the great Jim Brown, 12,523 yards and 103 touchdowns. So he is on an Hall of Fame arc. And listen, he's not what he once was a couple years ago. That was evident last night. He's got nowhere to run because Kyle Shanahan, for some reason, does not believe in offensive line. Don't know why. It's like Mike McDaniel West. I don't know what he's thinking. So it's going to be a problem moving forward. Niners need to start putting money in offensive line. Because if you don't have Trent Williams, you're cooked. I mean, I'm sorry, but without him, McKivitz was getting smacked all night long. And I know you paid him because he was, you can't find good linemen anymore. So, listen, Niners won. Great win. Gutty win. Mac Jones, I got a lot of credit for him. Man, that was a fun game to watch. So just to recap, Rams going to be okay. Got to fix the back end of your defense and the middle of your defense and linebacker. But mainly corner. That's your first need. And then Niners, you won, but you're an injured mess. And I don't know what's going to cure this problem because it's got to get fixed down the road. So, as I usually do, I had a game I want to touch on. So, last Friday, I did South Carolina, Missouri. I watched, but I didn't touch on it. I just watched the Kentucky-South Carolina game in Columbia. So, Lenore Sellers, listen, the quarterback play this year has been kind of iffy. Drew Allar I thought was it. Kate Klubnik. Blech. Garrett Nussmeier. I'm looking around this landscape. Listen, a few guys come to my mind. The Maryland kid's balling. Dante Moore's a stud from Oregon. But this kid, Lenore Sellers, is my kind of guy. Okay? He makes plays like Cam Newton, Dante Culpepper, guys like that make at his size. And I'm saying this right now. He's got to get better. And there's no question. Because I watched that game. They were very run heavy the other night. They got Nick Harbor going. I like what they have. And their defense is awesome. Their D-line, stacked. My whole life, South Carolina has always put good guys in the NFL on defense. Mainly at the edges. Melvin Ingram, Clowney, was never a big fan of. Overrated, overhyped. Besides the point. Dylan Stewart, this kid. They got dudes. So, I like Shane Beamer. He's done a nice job. Lenore Sellers is still my guy. And I'm a big fan of his. He's got to get better in terms of just getting, still kind of runs, but then doesn't, I don't know. There's sometimes offensive line needs a little bit more work in South Carolina. Besides that, they looked fantastic. So, a lot of information I threw at you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Last pod, I will be back Monday. Stay tuned. Have a great weekend. Freaky Friday. Adios. Love you guys. Godspeed.